Hola, amigos y amigas. Mi amo is host Eric, and today is an episode of Talking with Famous People from my car. I'm driving, you're watching, we're listening together to the wonders of the world here on Talking with Famous People. So, I just was heading to work, and I finally looked at my phone today and saw that I got a text hours ago informing me that there was no work today, there was a problem with the location, it's going to have to start on another week. So now I'm going back home. I was already 15 minutes into the drive, very concerned about being late. Rushy when I was at home. That's just the sort of thing that happens sometimes. I don't know what to say about that. I should check my phone every morning, I guess. But those kind of shoulds, I wonder about those a lot of times. Do I want to check my phone every morning like that? I mean, it might seem sort of universal that basic issues of utility are best dealt with by a TE. And that's true, definitionally, you know. But in any given moment, I don't want to prioritize that attentional mode. It's like, I don't want to pay attention to how can I make sure I efficiently get out of the house and to work today. I'm just putting off thinking about work to the last second so I can not have to deal with work, you know. And that's going to be true for everybody in their sixth function. They're going to have that kind of attitude towards it and that kind of problems with it. So, it got me thinking about what introverted intuition sixth function looks like for like an INTP or an INFP, and how it appears in a lot of ways to be different. It seems to be they have a better relationship with NI than do other types of their sixth function, but actually, that's absolutely not the case. They have the same sort of relationship with it. They fail to turn to it when they need to in certain key moments. And in a lot of ways, that can be much more negatively impactful, well, it seems to me, but then that's probably because I value truth. That's my fifth thought function. But it got me thinking about what truth is in general as well. So, I talk about, in some contexts, truth as being a label we assign to a status we give to sentences. But what do I mean when I talk about NI being expressing it as the valuing of the truth? Do I mean the truth in terms of sentence statuses? What am I talking about there, you know? I value those sentence statuses. Well, it's more than just sentence status because there's an aesthetic component to it. So, for example, if I were to tell a story, let's say we're given constraints. Explain this process. Explain how to screw a wambangle onto a patakata in 10 steps. And it's a fairly complicated process. First, you got to twist the patakata right. Then, it takes about 10 steps. Now, you can ask 5 people to write down a set of instructions for how to do it, and you get 5 different sets of instructions, at least nominally. You know, you have to teach them how to do the thing first without talking at all. Just demonstrate. And then tell the person to write down a set of instructions for somebody else to do it and see how they do with that. That would be an interesting test. I'd like to see what that reveals. But the thing is, when you get to the end of that, one of those set of instructions is going to be superior to the others in a way that you can actually test. So you take then a random population and groups of people and give each group one of the sets of instructions and see which of the people are more frequently getting it right. Okay, so that quality that it's pointing to there is the truth. It's like, what makes this set of instructions better than that set of instructions? If it's a set of instructions, it's pretty clear what that is and easy enough to test. Well, it's clear what it is because it's easy to test. Because we can conceptualize a test that would purportedly tell us which set of instructions was most effective at accomplishing its goal of being a set of instructions, which is to get the task accomplished by a third party who's not there presently with you. They only have your set of instructions to figure it out. The quality that's it's measuring is the communicative effectiveness. But communicative effectiveness plays out in lots of different ways. So it's not just communicative effectiveness at successfully instructing somebody to complete a task. It's communicative effectiveness at attaining resonance with a piece of music or a story or whatever. All that kind of art stuff, making stuff. Whether or not the thing is effective communicatively is a much more complex question. So you can't simply measure it like you can the set of instructions. You can't come up with an equivalent test except, well, like for a song. Well, how popular is it? Well, how many people like it? Well, most people would say that that's not an exact measure of quality. Some people would deny that it exists at all, the quality that's being measured. That it's just a matter of truth is in the eye of the beholder. But everybody would agree on extreme examples just about. And if they're being honest, probably nobody would enjoy, presented as music, a bunch of 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds banging around on instruments they've never picked up before. And say, okay, well, here's your song. Oh, that's pretty good. I like that. No, you're not going to like that. It's going to be terrible. And the point is, well, what makes it terrible? Well, it's not like we have a metric we can point to and say, well, it's less effective at getting this person to successfully complete this task. We can just say it's less effective at resonating with people as something they want to be near. It's not pleasant, you know? So, that quality that we're referring to there is something akin to the truth in a way that's not linguistically based. The communicative effectiveness of a time object is distinct from, qualitatively different than, the communicative effectiveness of, say, a sentence. Communication by a song or poem or whatever, creates a unit, a complete entity of a thing that then does what it does on its own merits. I gotta stop this. It's a low battery, it says. Oh, I don't have to stop right this second, but I'll have to stop pretty soon. Anyway, I'm not sure it's a very great video regardless. I've been a little bit slow and stumbly throughout. I'm not sure why, except the processor speed is bogged down by a lot of offshootings of ideational stuff. Oh, there's that one with the pink on it. That's the one Kim was talking about. It's a mini just like ours, except it has pink on it. Where on the side of the black stripes, ours doesn't have pink. Okay, anyway, so yeah, that's about all I have to say about all myself. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese.